The Pacers look. To take charge, we're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to Philadelphia. And so off the tip, it's New York. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Robin Lopez. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the point. 5 on the clock. Stolen by George. And now Ellis running the floor all by himself. They recover it. Tries to keep it alive. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Outside Hill. Outside George. Lets it go from deep. Offensive rebound. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound. And doesn't take any chances there with the putback.
And GA, strong work all around. And the rebound and the stuff both. Wow.
Yep, he stayed with it all the way and got his reward at the end.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. Anthony's shot is off.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Indiana on D. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Hill. 6 to shoot. In the corner, Aflalo with it. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Now here is Hill. Ellis, that's good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury. Came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
And so here is New York, trailing by 2. Here's Galloway. Kicks it to Carmelo. Lopez a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Porzingis can't hit.
And you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Hill against Aflalo. There's a screen. Pass to Porzingis. Galloway kicks to Lopez. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahimi's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Miles the pass to Hill. He dishes it to Miles. It's back to Hill. Drills the three-pointer.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Knicks trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Anthony drives in. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and, of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
Here's George.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Lets it go. Ellis can't get it to go.
And guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Outside Hill. He kicks it to Miles. He feeds it to George. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said that he would consider playing international ball.
That's good from George. For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on. And sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
Here's Galloway. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. New York needs to get off a shot. They push it up 4 on 3. Hill dishes to George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Galloway. Here's Porzingis. Feeds it to Carmelo. Stolen by Miles. Now George. Over in the corner, Ellis. Mahimi kicks to George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. George has got 6. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnovers.
You know, what an advantage he brings to this offense, guys. I mean, being able to drain the 3-ball, that really can spread a defense and extend the defense as well.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
The Pacers making a switch here. Turner's checked in. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for the Knicks. Pacers leading by 6. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
And so it's New York with it, following the miss by Miles Turner. Here's Anthony. Oh, that's blocked. Now the Pacers moving it up. Ellis with it. Now guarded by Aflalo. Ellis, the pass to Hill. Dishes to George. It's deflected. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And he gets the bucket. And now it's just a 4-point Pacer lead.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Hill dishes to Turner. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Hill, he's checked in for the Pacers. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. The Knicks also changing it up. Williams, he's checked in for Porzingis. Vujacic comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. But they recover it. Grant kicks to Vujacic. Over Stuckey. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Pacers leading by 4. Hill passes to Stuckey. It's back to Hill. Stuckey outside. Outside Hill. Trying to get back on track. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Lavoy Allen's checked in for Paul George. Now here's Seraphin. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Grant dishes to Seraphin. Allen kicks to Stuckey. Back to Allen. Pick up by Hill. Turn around Jay. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Grant. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
First one falls for him. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, G8, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Hill has the open look. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey. Hill's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Grant outside. There's the pass to Serafin. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he finished last season right around 71% from the line, so not exactly his best percentage.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Los Angeles. It's Hill on the wing. Passes it to Turner. It's rebounded by New York.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game. And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Hill against Grant. The drive by Hill. And that one's good. Hill's got 7 points in the game.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Grant the pass to Vujicic. Pass to O'Quinn. Floats one up. And it's finished off by Grant as he lays it in.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
Stuckey outside. The feed to Hill. The three. No good. So New York will take it the other way. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Williams. Hill pulls it in.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Turner with a screen for Hill. And that does it for the first quarter. Pacers lead by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quick. Break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's a follow. And it's Galloway in the 1. And so here is New York after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Here's Porzingis, defended by George. Offensive rebound.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
The dish to Miles. To the paint. The kick out to Hill. On the wing, Ellis. He's guarded by a follow.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Galloway kicks to Anthony. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Anthony. And it's Miles with the rebound. Pacers leading by 8. Hill dishes to Mahimi. The kick out to Hill. He feeds it to Miles. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Gets the front of the rim and out. Knicks trail by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Anthony. And that one is stuffed right through.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now here's Ellis. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Wells running. And it's Miles with the rebound. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Hill drives in. And Mahimi with the stuff.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him. Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fan.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys who've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Indiana. Clock at 6. Anthony drives in. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. Anthony's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And here is Ellis. Kicks it to George. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And that's now 11 points here for George.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's Porzingis. He dishes it to Anthony. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Tell you what, Monte Ellis is one of the best second-round draft picks of all time in the league, not just the last decade. I mean, this guy was a 5-star recruit out of high school, committed to college, but changed his mind and entered the draft, where the Warriors stole him with the 40th pick in 2005.
Getting back to Monte Ellis. Had he gone to college for even 1 year, I think he would have probably been a top 10 pick. But you look at what he's brought to the table over his career. Points and assists, rebounds, steals, playmaking. His production has been astounding.
You know, he's one of those unsung players. He never gets voted to the All-Star game. Never gets spoken about as one of the top guards in this league. But you look at the body of work and you ask his competitors throughout this league, and they're going to tell you that guy's as tough as they get.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Now here's Ellis. He kicks it to Miles. No good on the 3. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Galloway. The pass to Porzingis. Feeds it to Anthony. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Up high and down hard with the one hand.
Got a little extra force for that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
Now here's Ellis. The 10-footer. And it's George missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And they'll keep possession. Here's Porzingis. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Mahinmi kicks to George. George missing again. Knicks trail by 4. Galloway, the pass to Aflalo. Passes it to Porzingis. Plays it up and banks it in. Porzingis has got 7 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Galloway kicks to Aflalo. New York moving the ball around. Here's Porzingis. Powered down with both hands.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Lavoy Allen comes in for George. Hill, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Chase Budinger. Now here's Stuckey. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. New York with the foul.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Well, you were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
Here's Grant. Banked in off the glass. Grant's got it all tied up now for the Knicks. Turner with a screen on Grant. Ellis dishes to Turner. Outside Hill. Inside Ellis. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Ellis has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Here's Vujacic. Back to Grant. Here's Serafin. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
O'Quinn, the pass to Grant. Dishes it to O'Quinn. Pass to Serafin. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Now here's Stuckey. It's rebounded by Serafin.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Grant kicks to Vujacic. Outside Williams. There's a good screen. Grant kicks to O'Quinn. Here's Serafin. It's rebounded by Indiana.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Ellis dishes to Turner. Back to Ellis. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hill's checked in.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
Here's Vujacic. O'Quinn, the pass to Williams. The three-pointer off the mark. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were on, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season. And, fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
Outside Hill. The feet to Ellis. It's tipped. Left side Williams. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Now here is Hill. He has 7. Ellis outside. It's back to Hill. Hill kicks to Turner. Indiana needs to get a shot off. The 19-foot shot. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. New York ahead, up 2. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now,
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Anthony was playing great. 12 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless.
Hill is up there with Ellis. Then there's C.J. Myers. Then it's Paul George. And it's Mahimi in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Here's Anthony. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Mahimi's shot is good.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Galloway, the pass to Porzingis. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Porzingis has got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Hill. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. The Knicks leading by 4. Pass to Porzingis. The kick out to Aflalo. To the inside. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's the screen. Here's Ellis. Excellent D there from Aflalo.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Guys, this offense very effective.
Point right at them.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
And it's off the back rim, no good.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
George with the ball. Now Anthony defending. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down now to just 3 in the bucket from Miles.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
New York calls timeout. The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. How about 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their 2 best players from a season ago.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
You know, for the Pacers in their 23-18 home record, that was better than several teams that made the playoffs in the East. They were very tough at home at the defensive end of the floor.
Galloway kicks to Lopez. 5 to shoot. And stolen by Stuckey. Jumps up. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And the Pacers were 3rd in the league in field goal percentage against at home. Something about this crowd really drives the Pacers on the defensive end, even in a down year.
Here is Miles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the inside. Mahimi.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Mahimi. He's got 8 points and 1 assist.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And guys, that was an element of his game that he could not get turned around. I mean, he was really in a funk, and it lasted all season.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
And Anthony gets it to go.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
George double teamed for the lead. And there's Stuckey. That's good on the assist by Hill. Hill's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Galloway. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. There's the pass to Porzingis. The rebound by Paul George.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
The dish to Miles. He feeds it to George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Stuckey into the lane. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Stolen by Miles. Down low. Got a piece of it. Anthony with it. 16 points for him. They set the pick. In the corner, it's Galloway. Buries the long-range jumper. Galloway has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And it became clear that thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Indiana. For Indiana, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far.
You know, kind of packing it in for the sake of being better in the future can possibly work in New York for a year or two, but not longer than that. The media will eat you up there if you don't start making some progress towards winning, pleasing basketball.
Here is Hill. Aaron Aflalo picking up that last basket. And George, here we go. Shoots from the baseline. And he hits the jumper for 2. George has got 13.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
There's the pick. Here's Anthony. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on George. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Knicks.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Hill dishes to George. To the middle. Here's Mahimi. Here's Budinger. His first attempt of the game finds the target. Budinger's got his first bucket of the night. Kicks to Lopez. Here's Galloway. Passes it to Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Looks good. Is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Hill drives in. That's good. Hill's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Lopez a screen. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Hill. Feeds it to Anthony. The 17-footer. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Mahimi's got 5 rebounds tonight. Budinger with it. Now guarded by Aflalo. Pass to Hill. And it's Budinger in the corner. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Indiana making some changes. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Lavoy Allen comes in for Chase Budinger. And it's Hill in for Rodney Stucker. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. Sasha Vujicic is checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. The three from George. That doesn't go, but he's 5 for 11.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, he had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Pacers trailed by 4. Turner against Anthony. To the paint. Here's George. Allen passes to Hill. No good from outside.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Out to Anthony. Takes it from 10. Can't hit. The Pacers have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Right side Hill. He dishes it to Allen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen.
Just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
And Indiana making a change here. Ellis is checked in. And a switcher also for New York. O'Quinn's checked in. Now, here's Grant. 5 points in the game. Good. Grant's got the lead up to 6 now for the Knicks.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. So it'll be Monte Ellis shooting. It's going to be on Sasha Vujicic. Ellis no good on the free throw.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
Hill with it. Now defended by Grant. Back to Turner. From beyond the arc. The rebound by Grant. For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. And not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs.
And so O'Quinn nails both of them. Pacers trail by 6. Ellis outside. It's Allen on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Allen's got his second bucket of the night.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Grant with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. They set the pick. Grant kicks to Williams. 6 on the shot clock.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
Pacers trail by 7. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Ellis. Ball's knocked loose. Vujicic kicks to O'Quinn. Can't cash in from close range. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Knicks lead by 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. The Knicks leading by 7. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. They've got a Flalo. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. Here's Porzingis. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 3 assists now in this one.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And he makes the first.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
Pacers trail by 10. Ellis dishes to Stuckey. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Ellis, the pass to Mahinmi. It's rebounded by New York. Lopez has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Pass to Porzingis. And the shot no good, a bit short. Indiana's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And it's Ellis penetrating to the middle. Got a piece of it. And stolen by a Flalo. All alone. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
This is to Miles. Indiana moving the ball around. And George kicks to Mahinmi. Here's Ellis. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Ellis has got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Porzingis. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul. It'll go to the line.
Oh, stops the dunk there. The best outcome in a bad situation.
You know, you don't like the foul, but if the alternative is giving up a dunk, it's an easy choice to make. I think it sets a tone for your defense around the rim. Make them earn it.
Pacers trailed by 11. Ellis dishes to Miles. Shoots. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Anthony drives in. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 5 assists tonight. You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Miles, that's good.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector, just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
New York calls timeout. And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, and he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
And talking about C.J. Miles, he was filthy last year. Indiana needed his spark offensively, especially without Paul George in the lineup. Miles responded by putting up career highs in points and minutes played. Just an unbelievable impact on the season.
Now here's Ellis. The leader. And stolen by Aflalo. The drive by Anthony.
Oh, nasty.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And the Pacers call time here.
And in the past, the NBA had the All-Star break for just an extended weekend. Last year, they gave the players a full week off. It seemed to be received positively by everyone.
Pacers trailed by 15. The All-Star break in 2015 was just a bit over a week. Those extra days, Clark, for most players, really rested some guys up.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it was a nice move. You play those 82 games, you need more than just a few days break during the middle part of the season. So I like that move a lot.
And so it's New York with it after Paul George getting his 3 to go. 5 on the clock. From the baseline. That's good on the jump shot. And the Knicks lead by 14. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Ellis kicks to George. He's looking for Mahimi and finds him. And the call will be against Robin Lopez. That's foul number 2 for him. Outside, George. Inside, here's Miles.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. He misses the free throw.
Well, it's terribly frustrating for a coach when his team can't knock down their free throws. I mean, it really comes down to focus, routine, and stamina, especially in the second half.
George Hill's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. Here's Porzingis. Shot is no good. Excellent D there from George. Pacers trail by 13. From the corner. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 18 points for Paul George.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
That's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Hill passes to Miles. Here's George. Shot is off. So New York will take it the other way. Now the pass to Porzingis. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
So it's the Pacers now. 15-point game. Outside Hill. Ellis goes in. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Ellis has got 6 here in this quarter.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And here's Miles outside.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Galloway, the pass to Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Porzingis has got 18 points just in the second half.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Outside Hill. Deflects the pass. And here's the break. Ahead. Here's Aflalo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And that's now 8 points for Aaron Aflalo. Pacers trail by 17. There's the feed to Ellis. And stolen by Aflalo. Here's Anthony. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Grant, he's checked in for New York. For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Here is Miles, covered by Anthony. Indiana again missing.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Here's George following the score by New York. That's good. George has got 9 points here in the second half. The Knicks leading by 17. Grant outside. Down low. Porzingis passes to Lopez. Buries it down low. Lopez has got 4 points in the quarter.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Hill dishes to Miles. Looking to get back on track here. Miles with another miss.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Anthony left side. It's rebounded by Indiana. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Hill leading the charge. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Free throw good, Miles. And so he hits both. Now here's Grant. Passes it to Porzingis. Baseline try. He squares up and sinks it. Porzingis has got 31 points.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
And the basket by Hill.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Ellis kicks to Hill. Here's the screen. Inside. Outside for Miles. Knicks with the rebound. Lopez has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
The Knicks leading by 19.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for New York.
Agreed, Steve. And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. Clark, I think that was a big part of their success.
I love the way they scored fast break points tonight here. It was a key factor in coming out on top.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And when you play a team twice like these two will this season, always nice to win the first one, as they'll go up 1-0 in the season series against the Pacers.
The shot by Anthony, no good. And Miles kicks to Ellis. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The kick out to Hill. On the wing, Stuckey. A floater. Got a piece of it. Here's Vujicic. Nailed from three-point land.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.